So I'm I'm much more of a theoretician. I don't use my hands. It's much more about using my head to produce absolutely incomprehensible ideas. So if you find my talk incomprehensible, that would be the the biggest compliment I could get. I'm going to be talking about film as a temporal medium instead of cinema. When we think of cinema, we think of stories, actors, representations, which come from an idea that there's a story, it's supposed to say something, make me feel a particular way, and therefore it's a good film, good performances, good editing, so on and so forth. But this wasn't the purpose of the cinematograph when it first came, which is that you go to a dark room and sort of the screen is very big and you just see birds flying in the sky, the movement of the ocean. There's no representation. It's like if I move my hand from here to here. It's just a movement, no representation. The entire idea is to construct a spatio-temporal medium that is outside the narrative bounds of cinema, which is that if I have my iPhone here and if I want to represent this particular shot as being someone taking a photograph of me, instead I could move it in a very randomized way, which would be more like a pencil stroke in a strange way, no representation as yet. So you have the idea of an author, the idea of film is coming from literature, a basis of literature. So you say the story is good and so on and so forth. So the idea is within this logic, how can we be free of the story? I don't want to see a story. I can just read a few books. If I watch Harry Potter, the film or the book was better because it allowed me to imagine. So therefore, I need to be free from the story. And for this, I'll have to engage the space and the time. The entire idea is that I'll take a shot and I'll have an idea, okay, and then I'll execute it, and I'll say, that was my idea, and I executed my representation. So within this logic, spatiality can be used in these very geometrical ways. The idea is that Antonioni, the filmmaker here, is an author. He decides what he puts inside the frame. Throw the story away. You write the script, you burn it. Right? You do something altogether different. It would be very interesting. So I would like to shoot this kind of horror film about a car accident, where some people are run over, and then have Salman Khan shadow in some very interesting ways. Because Salman Khan is like a popular actor, and you're shooting this handheld. So you don't know what the film is about. You're going to see something. Is it a popular film? Is this an art house film? Even art house films sort of have this idea of, oh, it's such a beautiful story. The characters are so beautiful. It's so subtle. No, this is like pure representation. So the idea of execution is sort of questioned by the notion of pure rhythm. Now, this is a sequence I'd like you to notice. She's going to meet her lover. Pure rhythm emerging from the narrative. So this is the representation here. Now she's going up the stairs. So that's the first sequence, pure rhythm. Right, so you saw what was happening there. It was a particular sequence meant to represent something, but then you were dealing with the materiality of film. Film is a very real thing. It's celluloid, right? Very often I go to watch a really bad film, and I say, this film is so bad, I would like someone to go into the projection room, smoke a cigarette, and put it on the film, because then you'll be seeing this really bad film burning up, so it'll be completely random, and you won't know how to place it. The entire idea is that I don't want to execute a script. And that is the uncontrollable, the random. This is a filmmaker by the name of Herbert Bresson. Scene 16, take 13. Why has he taken 13 takes? The entire idea of Hollywood film as we know it is that I'll keep taking a take so that I get exactly what I want. Bresson comes from this particular school of religiosity known as Jansenism, and Jansen says, you do not achieve grace. Grace chooses its own sort of benefactor. So grace enters by accident. So Bresson will have a story where a pickpocket can become a saint, a young girl can become a saint, a donkey can become a saint. Then he write a screenplay, sort of short division, so on. He will keep taking the shot until something goes wrong in the shot. So he hasn't been able to do that as yet, which is why he's taking the 13 takes, actually doing, which is that the method with which you shoot the film is a performance. It performs the operation, the message that you're sort of trying to give. You actually do what you're trying to say during the making of the film. This entire idea of the uncontrollable and the random comes from the idea of the sacral and the profane, which is that I want Arzan and I don't want Mihika. So I'd sort of frame it in this way. So if the cinematographer frames her, I'd say, no, you got it wrong and we want to get it perfect, right? Now what Manikal does is he says that this idea of the sacral and profane is like very boring. So I'm not going to look through the viewfinder so that I don't know what's sort of being captured. So I write a script, I try to execute it, and then I unbecome it, I undo it, so that something completely different happens, which you don't know before you shoot. The creative process in film is in its shooting. The entire idea is that I have no intentionality. I don't know why I'm doing this. That's an aboutness state. I have to reach a state where I don't know what I'm doing. So continuing the praxis of cinema to reach a state where you don't know why you're doing something, it's so constructed that there's no reason why you're doing it. So first you construct it completely, like design it, this shot, this shot, this shot, this editing, and then you forget it. Thank you. I hope you found my talk interesting, a bit theoretical. All right, thanks.